The lawyer for former McKinney Corporal Eric Casebolt defended and apologized for his actions seen in video. We also heard from the lawyer representing the teenage girl, who says she has yet to file any lawsuit against him or the department. Fox 4's Calvert Collins at the McKinney Police Department with the latest.
And Clarice, no one has spoken on Eric Casebolt's behalf since that now infamous video surfaced on Saturday. But now his attorney, speaking for the first time today, claims that he worked on 2 emotionally stressful calls prior to going to that pool party, and that's why he acted the way he did. But detractors don't think that's justification enough.
With all that had happened that day, he allowed his emotions to get the better of him.
It's the only defense we've heard of Eric Casebolt. When he clocked in at 6 p.m. Friday, he had no idea the complexity of calls he was about to answer.
His first call was a suicide at an apartment complex where an African-American male had shot himself in the head at a poolside in the apartment complex.
Bishkin says not long after, a second attempted suicide call came in.
This one was involving a teenage girl who was threatening to commit suicide by jumping off of her parents' roof. Eric assisted by calming the girl enough so that she could be transported safely to the hospital.
Then multiple 911 calls for criminal trespassing came across Casebolt's screen. His attorney says he was reluctant to respond to Craig Ranch North's community pool for that, but did when the calls escalated to possible violent assaults. Bishkin claims he was not targeting minorities, instead trying to talk to as many teens as possible to figure out how the mob happened. 7 minutes of that police work was caught on cell phone video.
While I have an element of feeling sorry for him for having to see horrible things, I don't believe that's a defense to the actions he took against Dajaria.
15-year-old Dajaria Becton thrown to the ground and held by Eric Casebolt for several minutes. She was not detained nor arrested, but now feels she can't leave her home.
I think she's sad and she's concerned and she's embarrassed to a degree because she's the most well-known, McKinney teenager ever right now, and I think she's feeling a little embarrassed in a way by that, not because of her own actions, but because she was put in this position.
But several witnesses have told us Becton was mouthing off to Casebolt and even pushed him before the takedown. She is not filing a complaint or lawsuit yet, but her attorney met with the McKinney police chief today and hopes to see more cell phone video and security video of the pool melee. Other attorneys for teens involved believe Casebolt's training and experience should have overruled his impulse.
To continue to put yourself in a position where you're interacting and doing a job such as enforcing the law, knowing that psychologically, emotionally, you're not balanced, that is very reckless.
This incident and the 7 minutes worth of video does not fully depict Eric's moral and ethical character, along with his contributions to the department over a span of 10 years of committed service.
Casebolt's lawyer says he does plan to give an interview at some time, but now he and his family are staying at an undisclosed location. In fact, all sides that we have spoken to, Dajaria Becton, when we spoke to her over the weekend, her attorney, other teens involved, other residents, and Eric Casebolt and the police association who represents him have all said that they have received various death threats through social media and emails, and hence, Clarice, why many have been reluctant to speak publicly.
Calvert, a lot of protesters are calling for criminal charges against Eric Casebolt, but civil attorneys think that might not happen?
That's right. The DA needs someone to press charges, and the attorneys I spoke to don't think the police department would do that to one of their own, even though he resigned yesterday. So I'm told most likely there would be a civil rights lawsuit for excessive force filed in civil court, or maybe through the Department of Justice would be much more likely than criminal charges. But again, the fact-finding is still going on from the city, so a lot of lawyers are just kind of waiting to see what comes out of that before they take any civil action.
Calvert, thank you.